guys, it's Kelly here and I am back with another video. Today's video features the new Hero Arts September My Monthly Hero kit. If you're not familiar with these, the kits are $34.99. This particular kit is worth $70. They're always great deals. It includes a clear set, coordinating dies, the background stamp I'm going to use, some cardstock, some twine. I think I'm missing something. But anyway, there's lots of good stuff in there. It's also part of a blog hop where you can win good prizes. So if you're watching on YouTube, I will link that below. When I saw this image, I was like, this is so pretty. I love fall flowers. I'm totally here for this. But I know that images like this can be super overwhelming if you're not somebody who colors a lot, even if you are somebody who colors a lot. So we're going to do a super easy way to color detailed images. So I've got some Copic markers here. I will explain to you how I picked them. I'm going to show you kind of how they blend together. I have a YG95, a Y17, a YR24, an R05, an R35, and an RV66. If you watch my channel, we've talked about this before. What you want to pay attention to is the last number. The last number should be within one or two numbers of each other, and they will normally blend together. Now, I'm obviously not going to blend like a green with a red because it's going to make brown, but if you're looking for some sort of rainbow, like I am here, just a little bit different, these work really well together, and this is what we're going to use to color the entire image super fast, super quick, and it'll still be pretty. So here I'm just blending them out so you can see. I am going to do the same thing that I did the last time. I will label all of the colors. You can pause the screen to write that down so you can see which ones blended into which ones. But I kept mine pretty much all in the 5, 6, 7 range for the most part. So there is like the YR24, it's close enough, but just play around with your markers and see what you have that will work together. In order to make this not a hot mess, because I am going to be die cutting it out, I am going to go in the beginning and just color in the images on the outside edges. So I'm going to blend those in because I still want my die cut image to be clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not just trying to scribble all over this and have it be a little bit crazy. But I am doing some color blending. Just like I showed you previously, the colors that blended into each other, those are the same ones that I will be applying to this image. So I'll be blending my green into my yellow into, it's not really an orange. It's a YR24. It's like a golden yellow, you know what I'm saying? And then like I'll be blending that one into a more tomatoey red, like more of a orange color, and then to a more true red, and then into a purple. So they're all going to work really nicely together to color this image. And by the time it is all said and done, I think you're really going to be surprised at how easily we are able to obtain a nicely colored image without a lot of effort as far as going in and trying to pick out the pieces parts. There are going to be some things that we do to give us some depth, give us some dimension. But mostly, once I have those little edges, like the leafy bits at the bottom colored, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start applying color. This in and of itself will be intimidating for some people because they're going to be like, I don't want to ruin it. You're not going to ruin it. You're not going to ruin it. Just do it. Do it. I have faith in you. So I put some green parts down. I'm going to go in and blend in my yellow into that and then just kind of work out in my rainbow order. Here is why you're not going to ruin it, okay? If you work in your rainbow order and all of the colors that will blend in with each other, it's not going to get muddy. It's not going to get yucky and where you can't see anything. Don't worry about your first application. If you don't like the way that it looks, there are some things we can do to go in and modify it so that we're a little bit happier with the dimension that we have. So I'm just going to go in, put this color down. You can watch while I do that. And I think you'll be surprised at how nicely this comes out. Okay. So, yeah, there's a hop and there's prizes. So make sure that you had that, check that out. I also have an add-on card that is using one of the new add-ons. It's the leaf circle stencil, over on the blog as well. I do have the footage to do a video for that. So let me know if you'd be interested in seeing it. That's something that I can put together for, another day. Obviously, I don't want to put up 2 videos in one day. You know, I know you guys are busy, don't want to split your time. But so if you want to see that card, just let me know and I will put that footage together. So, I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. There were lots of crafty sales, which was amazing. And we got to spend some time together. We knew, so if you follow my channel for a while, it was mine and Eric's wedding anniversary on Labor Day, September 5th. So we knew that there would always be a chance in picking that day that we might be on the holiday, but we were actually supposed to get married on June 6th. And because of COVID, because everything was shut down, we had to move our wedding date. And of the ones that were left available, one of them was like on my brother-in-law's birthday. There was another one that was like right by Nathan's birthday. So this one was the one that was the least in close to things. It's right in between my birthday and my dad's birthday. And it is also the day my grandfather passed away, September 5th. This was 12, oh my God, 12 years? 12 years ago? Wow. So before we committed to the day, I talked to my mom about it and I was like, how do you feel about it? And she was like, you know, I think it would be nice to have a happy memory on that day. So we went ahead and went with the 5th, but we knew that there was a risk, obviously, especially with both of us being public servants, that we might not actually be able to get the day off or that it would fall on the holiday. Let's talk about the card again. So now that everything is filled in, I'm going to go back in with the colors to kind of break it up a little bit. So like here, that one flower was all yellow and I wanted it to pop out. So I just went in and added a little bit of orange to kind of bring it out from the background. You can also, which I think I'm going to do with the green here in a minute, you can also go in with a darker color and put it behind there to help kind of bring, oh no, I did it with the YR24, sorry, to kind of like pop that lighter yellow flower forward. So this isn't something that you have to do, but this is something that you can do to achieve dimension without, again, having to go in and color each individual thing a specific way. So now once I am happy with the way that the top is looking, I'm going to work on coloring the vase or the pedestal that it is on. I chose to go with warmer grays. You've watched my channel, you know cooler grays are usually my go-to, but because I have so many warm tones, since it's more of like a autumn fall vibe, I decided that warm grays would make more sense, and so that is why I chose these. Anytime there is an object laying on top of another or where 2 points meet, you're going to have shading. So that is how I am adding it here, but I am being very careful to leave some white area so that the entire thing just looks like it has some shading and is still like a white or maybe even like a light stone color, but I didn't want anything that was too crazy because I want these brightly colored bouquet to be my focal point. I want that to be the first thing you're looking at when you look at my card. So anyway, we knew that there was a chance that we wouldn't ever really get to celebrate our anniversary on our anniversary. But we were very fortunate. We were able to go away for the weekend. We didn't go very far. We only went about an hour away. So that way, if anything went horribly awry, we would be able to come back for the kids, because this is the first time that Caitlin has slept anywhere that wasn't home. So consequently, also the first time that I have been away from her ever in her life. And so, I mean, we left them in very capable hands of our parents, mostly our mothers, let's be real. And So they did well. We'll have story time about that. But so we did get to go away together, which was super nice to kind of like reconnect. But then when we came home on Sunday, and then Labor Day was Monday, which was our actual anniversary. So we hosted Labor Day this year. Oh, we have to go back and talk about the card. So here, this is something else that you can do that's kind of an easier way to add dimension without having to go in with several different colors. You can actually shade with your gray markers. So I chose the W5. That's the same one that I used because these are warmer colors. And I'm just going in and adding little flicks and lines of color where I want something to recede into the background or where I want to add shading to the flowers. This is, if you don't like how gray it looks, just go back over it with the previous color. It'll still keep your shading, but it'll tint the gray more the original color because Copics are transparent. I didn't have that problem. The gray shading didn't really bother me. I still felt like my colors were pretty true to what they were. But again, this is just another way that you can add that dimension. And it doesn't require a lot of markers. I mean, what have we used here? We used 1, 2, 3, 4. So we used 7 to start. And then to add the shading with the gray, because we're not using any specific colors, 8 markers. I mean, that's not too terrible bad. A fourth way, I don't even know what number we're on anymore. Who's counting? That I'm going to add this dimension is to go in with a white gel pen. This is going to give me really striking highlights. That's going to make some things pop forward. I added white highlights to the center of the flowers. I added them to like the little cat tails in the background. And also like the lotus, I can't remember what they're called. I don't like the way they look with the little holes in them. I don't like it. I know that's a whole thing. It's got a name and everything, but I don't like it. But anyway, I added that to there. Just to, again, kind of break it up, give me some strong highlights, and create more of a look of the dimension that I'm going for. Once that's done, I did outline my image. Totally not necessary. Some people have asked me, couldn't you just overstamp it with the Misty? You could. It's true. I have tried it a couple of different times, and sometimes it moves on me and then the whole piece is ruined. And so because that has happened to me once or twice, if it works 10 times and it fails twice, to me, I'm not doing it. I'll just go in and do the outlining by hand because I know that works and it's no issue. So I have my dies here. I'm just going to quickly cut them apart and then, tape this in place, run it through my die cutting machine, and then we're going to work on the background. So yeah, we did have a wonderful trip. Again, that's a bigger story time for another time. But we hosted Labor Day. So when we came back, we got to see, my side of the family. We invited Eric's parents, but unfortunately they had already made other plans, and then their dog got sick. So actually I need to call her today to see how Lucy is doing, because she was throwing up and I guess they had to take her to the emergency vet, because on Labor Day, nobody else is open, we've all been there. So for the background, I'm just going to use my Misty. This is a red rubber stamp. It's included in the main kit. And I'm going to use my Misty, the sticky insert, to hold my card base. And then I took out the foam portion of it because I'm using a foam stamp. I'm going to treat my whole paper. This is the Dove White cardstock from Hero Arts. And then I am going to stamp in clear embossing ink. I did stamp this twice just because it is a more intricate background stamp, just to make sure that I got really good coverage. And this was inspired by, I think it's so important to give people credit when you're inspired by things that they make. Because first of all, who doesn't get a smile when they're like, oh, your card inspired me to do X? I mean, it's wonderful. Why would you not want to give somebody that compliment? But also, like, if it's not your idea, then you have to, it's the right thing to do, is to give credit where credit is due. And so the background and really the entirety of this card was inspired by Bobby Lemansky. I am on the Honeybee team with her. She is fantastic. She's very talented. She does scene cards. She does all kinds of stuff. Big fan of hers. And she had done this card, but she did it with pattern paper. Here I am bending my sticky mat as you guys taught me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, as to not bend my cardstock, and it totally worked. So yay you. I appreciate you. And then in order to get that look like that silver, it's not silver. It's like a shimmery, I don't know how, it's a pearl, because it's the pearl embossing powder from Hero Art. It's beautiful. I don't know how to describe it. I love it. It's like, it's better than just white on white with the shine. It's got a little bit of pearl shimmer in it. You'll see it after I heat it up and it melts. But anyway, so she did it, a card with cardstock that had a similar look, like a lightish gray, shimmery gray in the background. And then she had really brightly watercolored flowers on top of it. And it was stunning. And so when I was making my card, I was like, oh, I bet I could do that, like with the brightly colored bouquet and like a more like tone on tone shimmery background. And so that is what I did. And I checked with her, and I asked her for her permission to share her post and stuff. And she said that was fine, because I think that is important as well. And so I will link her below. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go check out the post that I was inspired by is on the Honeybee blog, but you can check out her blog as well, because she is fantastic. So yeah. So I'm just going to heat set this until this is all melty. So do you see what I mean when I say I don't know how to describe it? Like, I'm unsure how it's a pearl. Like, that's what I've got for you. And I'll flash it around here in the light in a second. But yeah, just really love the way that this looks on white. It's almost like old school wallpaper. But I'm going to go ahead and trim it down just a smidge, so that I have a white border around my card, because I wanted to pop it up. And so once it's trimmed, I did try it first on white, and then the Hero Art plum cardstock. I also tried it on that, but I felt like the plum distracted a little bit from my flowers, and I wasn't down for that. But I am going to use it for my sentiment. So I'm going to stamp this heat emboss it in the white detail embossing powder. So we hosted Labor Day, and it was super nice to be able to see everybody. Gave us an excuse to clean our house. Unfortunately, normally I have Peanut on Labor Day. In fact, normally I have him on most holidays that are like cookout holidays, because his dad works. So he's mine from 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., even if it's his dad's day. But this year his dad took off because he had some house things he was doing. So we gave him the choice of what he wanted to do, and he wanted to stay at his dad's, which, it is what it is. So we did miss him. But I know that he was grateful to get an extra day to hang out with his dad. So here's the card on the plum. And you can see it is very pretty. I love this color for fall. Like, hello, beautiful. You're gorgeous. But I liked it better on the white because it really let the flowers kind of pop. And that's what I wanted. So then we're just going to start building this bad boy. So we did, like, this is so shameful for our anniversary. In the morning, no, the day before, Eric was like, listen, we're each going to have to get like 15 minutes because I assume you haven't wrapped mine yet either. And I was like, no, sir, I have not. Because before we left for the weekend, we agreed that we would do them on our actual anniversaries, gift on our actual anniversaries. And so I was like, nope, I have not wrapped yours. And he was like, okay, like we'll give each other 15 minutes. And then yesterday I was like, are you good if we do it after everybody else leaves? Like, so that way we can get the food going and all of that. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. About halfway through the day, he was like, so can we just like present them and skip the wrapping part? So honestly, that is what we ended up doing. We didn't even wrap them. So he got me a new robe, a new blue fancy robe. Cotton is the anniversary. It's China, I think, is the modern, cotton is the traditional. So he got me a new blue robe. It's very soft. I'm very excited. I have to keep it nice, so I'm going to keep it out of my craft room, so you'll still be seeing the same old blue one. And then he got me it's a cute little canvas that's framed, that has like our name and our date on it, but then it has the lyrics to our wedding song. Very, very sweet. And then I got him, he's always complaining that I have all these hobbies, like I draw or I cross stitch or whatever when we're sitting on the couch and he doesn't have anything to do. So originally I was going to make him a string art, like cotton string art of Ohio, because he's also very into making sure we have things on our walls, like home decor, so that we don't look like renters. And so originally I was just going to buy the kit and make it for him. But then he kept complaining that he didn't have anything to do. And I was like, well, this is something that's super simple. That's right up his alley. So then I was going to buy the kit off Etsy, but it was going to cost me like $60. So I just went to the craft store and purchased the items to make my own kit, printed him out the image of the state of Ohio and all that jazz so that he could make it himself. And so I asked him at the end of it, I was like, would you prefer if I made it? Because I can. And he was like, no, I'd rather make it. So I was right there. And that is what we did for our anniversary. And this is the card. This is the whole thing. So I hope you will head over to the blog to check it out. Don't miss your chance to win. Also check out Bobby. She's amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.